Welcome back to TinyBlueGames. My name is, of course, Csaw or Chris, and today I'm sorry, I thought I was going to be able to dance longer, and now I'm just waddling, and this doesn't look as good. Today we are talking about Final Fantasy XIV in 2020, and today we are taking a look at the Moonfire Faire. Now, from what I understand, this is the very first repeat holiday I've had since I've started playing. Although I could be very wrong about that. I was quite the noob back then. I'm still quite the noob now, but I do remember the Moonfire Faire. I believe there was a big jump quest, or at least a medium jump quest last time that I made my way through. I don't think there was any jump quest this time, so that's good. I also came back here and for the first bit forgot I could fly, and then I started flying and I was like, ah yeah, this is gonna be awesome. It's actually beautiful flying over kind of the watery area, and then later on there are some fireworks. It's just a really good time. But yeah, we are going back to the same lovely island. We are interacting with some, I think, similar people, though once again, I'm not the best at remembering this. I think I paid more attention to holidays as time went on, and this one I was just really focused on the jumping quest. But yeah, so we come here, we talk about what's going on the island, and the big news is that there is a shark that is attacking people. And you can kind of see a shark in the distance, and you can see this guy just sort of chilling. You got the old shark fin coming in, which is pretty terrifying. I can't imagine a more terrifying thing as like just being in the water and people being like, look out, and you have to like sprint away. But yeah, so there's a shark. And our good friend here, he's like, do you think you're gonna take on this shark by yourself? And I'm like, it's bite or be bitten. I'm like, I've taken on dragons. I think a shark would be no issue, right? Like, I could take down a couple sharks with this lance here. And he's like, I don't know about all this. And obviously they know more about this shark, and we'll see in the future here what we're actually dealing with. But as with most holiday events, we have our kind of crew that's going to come in and aid us with the difficult task of dealing with the shark. And I just love the music. The holidays in Final Fantasy XIV are so well done, where they're kind of a mix of interesting story but also goofiness, right? Like, I think it's probably fun for the developers too, because you get to put in some funny soundtracks, some funny just actions. And like the big thing we're gonna have throughout this is that it's all about dancing. It's the way we're gonna succeed here. So we're gonna learn to do some dancing and work with our new team to kind of find our way through the fight with this shark. And we'll get more into this shark because it's not your regular shark. But yeah, so pretty cool. You also get to kind of preview some of the rewards from the holiday as well. For instance, our little Lalafell friend down there has a lot of the rewards you get to wear, which are pretty cool. She's doing her little dance. And this is actually one of the rewards too. So you're actually rewarded with an emotion or a dance, which is a really cool thing too. So my intro could look a lot better now that I have a more on-theme dance and don't have to just wiggle around pointlessly, which would be a lot nicer. It's a nice dance, and it goes really well with the outfit. I mean, you could just, who needs to work their way through Heavensward anymore, right? Like, I can just take a vacation and do some dancing on the nice beaches here. So here is the shark. So yeah, I was a little bit mistaken when I said I could take this on, maybe, because this is no normal shark. Also, like, did he get eaten by this thing? Because that's horrifying. Like, look at this thing's feet. It's like Godzilla meets shark. It's terrifying. But yeah, so we don't actually attack. All we're doing is sort of powering up the flame bomb guy here, and we're doing this by dancing. So we kind of have two different dances, and from what I understand, if you're doing the wrong one, it's just going to interrupt you right away. So it's pretty easy to understand which one you have to do, and one of them you do when he's big, and one of you do when he's small. So it's a pretty simple thing. You're just doing that, and in between it, you're kind of dodging out of attacks, which some of them are pretty big AoEs, as you can notice here. There's some big ones you have to get out of, both from the shark as well as the bomb. So it's a dangerous thing. No one's your true ally when you're up there dancing for your life, risking it all to dance the good dance. And it's pretty fun. It's also really nice that there are a lot of people doing the event still. Typically, I try to get into events as soon as I can. I'm usually not really good at doing them the very first weekend they're out, because I just have to be like absolutely ready to do it without any other video to do. So this one was nice because I did it kind of the second week it was out. When I do it the third week, if they last that long, it's usually a little bit less popular. So it's kind of nice to get to the event earlier and just to experience it with everyone, which is good. So the fight goes on pretty quick. I don't know if it would be harder if you had fewer people doing it. For instance, if your dances would not be healing him as much health as he has, because at the moment we keep the bomb pretty much topped up the whole time, and I can definitely feel when my heals are doing it. So I assume that, you know, everyone doing it at the same time is definitely making it pretty easy. And we do end up sort of pushing the shark back to the water, at which point the flame thing is gonna do a huge explosion, which is pretty terrifying. Like, it's a big bomb, and it damages most of the people. The shark disappears into thin air. I don't know if I'd still trust the water, because there is like a shark attack fate going on like 90% of the time around here, so still probably pretty dangerous. But yeah, so we reconvene with our lovely companions and talk about our success when this amazing little guy walks up. And right away I was like, oh my god, I need this as a minion. Please let this be a reward from the event. And I go and check right away, like right after this event, I go and check, and it's not one of the rewards. Upon doing further research, because yes, I was that invested, it seems like you can get a similar minion, and I'm not sure if it's the same minion. You can get it from deep sea fishing, so I might need to give that a go to get this lovely guy. But the main thing here is they're kind of like, is like that the mom shark that's coming to try and rescue this baby that's hanging out here, and we kind of all sort of agree that that might be what's causing the issue. So we kind of might be the bad people who are, you know, trying to steal away a baby from its mom and killing the mom, but I don't want to really think about that. But yeah, so we move on to the second part of this event, where we talk to this lazy, rich, bearded Lalafell. You know the type that you probably shouldn't trust, but here I am trusting them once again. And we talk about some other events going on. This is more focused on the dance, and he kind of wants to have a performance done to kind of learn some of the dances. The Lalafell that we're talking about, it's her grandmother's dance that she's teaching everyone, so it's kind of cool. I also got another quest from him about some other dancers, but looking back at this, I think this was just a random side quest that I got swindled into, and wasn't at all part of the event, despite the fact that it seemed heavily related with like rescuing dancers. I could be completely wrong about this, but it really seems like it might have been just something else. So yeah, I went and just talked to these 4 dancers, and then you have to go and like talk to 3 other dancers. That's definitely a part of a different quest. So I was a little bit confused by that, but it really didn't take very long, so it's not the end of the world. But I'm not sure if this was part of things. You can also see as the nighttime comes in here, you do have the fireworks coming out. It's a really nice day-night cycle because of that for the event, where it feels very much like a hot summer beach in the daytime, and then a lovely sort of beach hallelujah party in the nighttime. So these are the other dancers that we kind of try and recruit, which are on the event island. And it's just a quick conversation with everyone. It's again a really nice time, sort of amount of time you need to invest in the event, where it takes maybe 20 to 30 minutes to do the first kind of run through of everything, and then once again you have the vendor and you can do additional activities as the event goes on to unlock tokens to purchase some of the event supplies. So it's once again a really nice thing, and it seems like every single event is structured that way, which is just excellent. It's not one of those things where you kind of have to just do the event for the full 2 weeks to unlock things, unless there's something that I guess you desperately want, which, you know, if that baby shark was in there, maybe I'd be finding myself here quite a few times, but as it turns out, that wasn't the case. So it's just a nice break from everything. though I am excited to dive into the Heavensward journey and continue with you guys. I specifically am hoping to do some more quest-based and story summary stuff, because it seems like a lot of people enjoyed that video, and it does include a lot more content as opposed to just going from instance to instance, where I jump through a lot of what's happened and then I'll do one at the very end. So I think this new way of mixing them in throughout the journey is a lot nicer. It's also nice because at the very end of this I won't have to do like a huge long video that covers everything. I'll be able to just sort of piece together some of the past content I've already talked about, which is great. But yeah, so we're working our way through this, collecting our dancers. It's interesting the shenanigans we get ourselves into, and I just like to imagine myself as a random sort of bystander around here, getting asked to do like a big dance at the end of like sort of a summer holiday for whatever all these people do. I also know that a lot of the times during events, sort of popular NPCs end up being a part of the event, and I kind of hope to one day get to a point where I know all the NPCs in the game well enough to be like, oh my god, he's here, or they're there, but that's not where we are yet. I'm not quite trained enough in the world of NPCs and lore in the game. I'm really bad at telling people apart. And it's something that is in games as well as real life. Like in a TV show, if a character gets a haircut, I'm oftentimes very confused by if that's the same character. Like, I'm just thrown off by the littlest things. Like if someone dyes their hair, it's very confusing too. It's not happened in real life, to my knowledge, but I'm always concerned it's gonna happen in real life as well, where someone gets like a major haircut or something, and I'm like, who are you? So we go and get everyone else, and we go back and talk to Jiriri, who is going to put together the actual dance. And so everyone goes to get ready, including our lovely selves. So we get together with all of our good friends who were a part of the event, which I think is another thing that happens in most of these events, is that kind of everyone gets brought together at the end with this nice peaceful music in the background. It's kind of like a very happy ending to the story. It's because ultimately that's what these are. These are kind of like very contained stories that have like ups, downs, and then very quickly resolutions. This resolution happening to be a wonderful group dance with our new outfit, which I haven't unlocked yet, but you get a taste for what I'd look like, which is really cool. I think that's actually a really smart thing that Final Fantasy does that I haven't seen a lot of other MMOs do, where they equip kind of the seasonal items that you could get from the event during the event, so you kind of get like a teaser of it, because yes, you can go and preview items, but it's a lot cooler to actually see yourself wearing it, doing the dance. Like, it's a pretty cool way for people to get inspired, be like, oh yeah, I kind of want that, or maybe like, oh no, I don't want that. As I stand, I'm not sure if I'm gonna need it or not. I mean, it's not very functional for hunting dragons, but it could be nice for, I guess, the in-between time I have. So we'll see if I end up unlocking it or not. The thing I did do right at the end of this dance, though, is I went and checked if that shark was available. Like I said, I didn't see it anywhere, and like I said, I might have to go do some deep sea fishing if that is in fact where you get it. But yeah, that's a subject for another video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I had a lot of fun diving into another event. It's always a little bit more casual, a little bit more laid back, which is nice too. But yeah, until next time guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one.